So the Cavs are looking to snap their 4-game losing streak in Washington tonight against those Wizards on ESPN. Is tonight's game a big deal or not a big deal?
It's a big deal, but not for the Cavs because they have LeBron James. It's a big deal for the Washington Wizards. Let me be very, very clear about what I'm about to say. The Cleveland Cavaliers are the best team in the Eastern Conference. We all know that because they have the best player in the world. They need to get their act together. They haven't been playing good defense, particularly against the pick and roll. They're not getting good shooting, not from J.R. Smith, not from Derrick Rose, not from Dwayne Wade. We get all of that. We understand it. Pretty much it's just been LeBron with assistance from Kevin Love and not much else, and now Tristan Thompson's going to be out for about a month with that calf injury. But in the end, I've said it before and I'll say it again, they had their team meeting, they got to get stuff together, but when you have LeBron James as an individual is the one player as a player, not as a leader, because you can question him as a leader sometimes, but as a player, he's the one guy that you can't sweat until April, May, and June because he's earned that. The Washington Wizards, that's an entirely different matter. This was my team, my pick to go to the conference finals last year. They let me down. Scott Brooks, who I respect a great deal, don't know what happened to him in Game 7. How you don't play Kelly Oubre, all you do is play him for 1 minute in a Game 7 at Boston is beyond me. He should have saw a lot more minutes. John Wall didn't show up in the fourth quarter because of fatigue. We get all of that. But this year at 4-3, they just lost to the Phoenix Suns. You had a 22-point lead against the Phoenix Suns, whose opening night loss this season was the worst in history, okay? Who is not a good basketball team, even though their record says right now they've gotten a bit respectable. They had no business giving up a 22-point lead to the Phoenix Suns and losing on their home court. That's just disgraceful. And what we have is a situation where John Wall and the Washington Wizards, and I say John Wall because he is a star, and he is the leader, and he is a guy that plays on both ends of the floor and wants to be held accountable. Well, damn it, I'm holding him accountable. An air ball 3, missing free throws at the end of the game. You're the leader. Bradley Beal is showing up. You got to show up and help him because you don't have much of a bench, and they're not playing defense either. Their strength is pick and roll. They can score a lot off of the pick and roll, especially when they use Gortat. Well, Cleveland's weakness is defending the pick and roll. So the Washington Wizards usually play down to the competition or they play up to the competition. They would be playing up tonight. They should show up and they should handle their business against a Cleveland Cavaliers team who is coming. If they don't, what it's going to show me and tell me is that the Washington Wizards are what a lot of people think they are. Just an average, decent team that ain't going no damn place. If they want to convince us that they're better than that, they need to show up tonight and handle their business in Chocolate City. Plain and simple.
Okay. All right. So a Wizards loss might tell you something. First of all,
about the Wizards.
Nothing's a big deal. There's no big deals on November 2nd in the NBA.
For the Wizards, you're wrong.
And you know this.
I do not know that.
Come on. You say I'm my basketball not knowing self and all that. I like basketball. I'm watching basketball. I've been watching Dennis Smith Jr. right now. I do have some concerns, by the way. But November 2nd, this is going to tell us something about the Washington Wizards. We're going to know nothing. Maybe a loss tells you that they don't have it inside them. They don't have the backbone. They don't have the fortitude. Because let me tell you this. A win against this Cavs team will tell you nothing about the Wizards. It'll tell you nothing. We're going to find out. I agree with you. I don't overreact like you do and you have about Lonzo in November, by the way, November 2nd, about anything. But 4 straight losses, there has been no champion over the last 25 years that started out like the Cavs have. No one has started out like this and gone on to win the NBA championship. But I'm not freaking out about the Cavs, even with that stat. I don't freak out because they've got essentially a newish offense with a much bigger emphasis on Kevin Love. They're breaking in Dwayne Wade. They're breaking in Derrick Rose. Tristan Thompson's out. Isaiah Thomas isn't even there. So all the integral pieces, by the way, Jay Crawford's being broken in. All the integral pieces, except for LeBron James, are brand spanking new. So what's it going to tell you if the Wizards beat them tonight? Nothing. Nothing. I expect, like you said, LeBron's going to get this team on track sooner or later. Although if somebody needs a win tonight, it is the Cavs after 4 straight losses. They do have to get this thing on the rails sooner or later, right? I mean, it can't go on like this forever. They got to come together at some point. But beating a team that's brand spanking new, who's figuring out how their offense and their defense works right now, that's not going to tell you much about the Wizards at all.
Well, you're focusing on if they beat the Cavs, that it doesn't tell you much. I'm focusing on if they lose to the Cavs, it tells me a lot because I'm focused on the Cavs' problems. I'm focused on what their problems specifically are and how it plays to the strength of the Wizards. I'm also focused on the fact that the Wizards, just like they're guilty of playing down to the competition, they deserve kudos for playing up to the competition. When the big fish come strolling in their house, they usually show up and they compete on an elite level. What I'm saying is this: at some point in time, can we have somebody step up and challenge LeBron James in the Eastern Conference? Can we have somebody that shows me the heart that says, I want you? Can we have John Wall looking at LeBron and saying, I'm coming, instead of looking at a rookie and a puppy like Lonzo Ball and saying, no mercy?
What are the Cavs?
Can we get that?
Yeah, but what are the Cavs? Third from the bottom in the standings?
That's what I want.
Well, aren't the Cavs like third from the bottom in the East? I mean, people are stepping up.
That don't matter.
But
that doesn't matter when it comes to the Wizards.
That's my point. The Pacers are stepping up. The Knicks are stepping up. People are stepping up to the Cavs. The problem is, with your argument, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter right now.
You don't know. Listen. I can study law, but who's the lawyer? It would happen to be you. I can read about stuff, but who knows?
Where you going with this one?
It would happen to be you.
I know where he's
basketball. This is basketball, Mr. Student. I'm not asking you. I am telling you. When you look at the Wizards, I promise you, their makeup, how they are built. You lose a game like this tonight, it matters, man, because these guys, they want Cleveland, and they want to go up against them. You got to show it on the damn basketball court. You got to accept this challenge. This team is the one team in the East, I believe, can challenge the Cleveland Cavaliers. You got to show that. You can't just talk about it. You got to show it.